It is that time of year where all the girls are growing their hairs because it's time to wax. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about waxing, and I'm going to focus on like the different types of products that you need. So let's get started. The first type of wax I'm going to talk about is cold wax. So you've probably seen these before. They sell them everywhere. Boots, Superdrugs, Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco. Wherever they sell razors, they sell a packet of these. So this is known as cold wax because it is cold at the moment. You need to heat it up in between your hands, apply it to the area, and then pull against the hair growth. These personally are not my favourite, but they are very good for emergencies, like hair removal emergencies. If you have to go somewhere, if you don't want to shave because you need it to last for a while, they're good for emergencies like that. What if you're like, your husband or your boyfriend books you a spa weekend and you think, oh, I need to wax my legs but I don't have time, and you know, especially if you're like me where you shave at night and then you wake up in the morning and your hair has already grown back, keep some of these in your bathroom for emergencies like that. The next type of wax I'm going to talk about is warm wax, and it is also known as strip wax. For these you need a wax heater. They do sell stuff like this in Boots and Superdrugs where you put it in the microwave. I've never tried it, but I don't know, I don't like the idea of that. I personally prefer a wax heater, which I'm going to show you now. I use this wax heater for many years now. It's this little baby one. It's from a brand called Dio. I bought it maybe about 8 years ago, and it came in a waxing kit, and it was only like 30 to 40 pounds, and it came with everything you needed. So you just put the wax in here, do take off the lid, and then you plug it in and turn it on. It's got 2 heat settings. I normally use it on the higher setting, but it depends on the wax heater you have. It takes around half an hour to heat up all of it. I'm also going to show you these. These are disposable wax containers. So if you're going to use a different type of wax, like hot wax, which I'm going to show you in the video as well, they normally come in little pellets or blocks. So you can put it in here, or you can get another one of these, but I personally use these disposable ones and put it in there, and it was perfect. Or you can purchase just another one of these and use one for hot wax and one for warm wax. So I used that Dio wax heater for a very long time, but it was time to upgrade, and I got this double wax heater by Hive. I preferred this one because it's a double wax heater, so I can put my strip wax in here and my hot wax in here. The warm wax comes in many different types. So this is the honey one, that's the tea tree one. There's loads of different cream waxes, different scents. The reason I love this wax heater is because it's a digital one where I can control the exact temperature. Warm wax heats up at 40 to 45 degrees. It can vary depending on the type of wax you use. I mainly look at the consistency of the wax. If it's too runny, then it's way too hot. It needs to be like a honey consistency, because if it's too thick, it's going to be really difficult to spread, because you need to spread the strip wax in a very thin layer. I got this wax heater for around £70, and I just got it off eBay. This is my personal favourite when it comes to strip wax. It's by a brand called Outback Organics. I think they have a non-trade website. I will double check and I'll leave the information down below if you are interested. You cannot put this in the microwave. I normally tip it over into my Hive heater. It's way too big for my Dio. But if you do have a small wax heater and you do want to get this wax, you can put it on the radiator, let it soften up a bit, then you can tip it over yourself and hold it, because it's really heavy and it won't balance on the little wax heaters. I quickly wanted to mention these wet wipes by Outback Organics. It's nice to cleanse the skin before you do the wax as well, just to get rid of any sweat, bacteria, just to keep it clean. But once you use these, you need to make sure that the skin has dried down. Before you apply the wax, I would recommend that you put some baby powder on your skin. This helps absorb the moisture so that the wax can stick onto the hairs nicely. But the main thing is, this is a very good barrier between the wax and your skin, so it's a really good barrier to protect your skin. Another thing you need with warm wax is a box of spatulas and some waxing strips. So the first thing you need to do is put the powder on the area, examine the hair growth. The arm hair is growing this way, so you need to apply the wax with the hair growth. If it's growing downwards, you apply it downwards. So you follow the hair growth apply it on the area. You grab your wax strip, push it on, and then you pull against the hair growth. When you're removing the strip, do not pull upwards because that will cause a lot of pressure on the skin and you can bruise yourself. You need to pull it at an angle. You can use strip wax on any area of the body, but the key is to stretch the skin properly. The next type of wax I'm going to talk about is roll-on wax. I don't have any roll-on wax to show you, but it's basically warm wax but in a tube. For roll-on wax, you need a different type of wax heater. I have used roll-on wax in a salon before and it's so quick and easy to use. It rolls the wax in such a thin layer for you. It's not messy at all, and then you don't need any spatulas, you just need waxing strips. Now we can talk about my favourite wax. Ta-da! This is hot wax. It's also known as peelable wax because you do not need a strip, you peel it off with your hands. So as you can see, they come in little beads. They also come in blocks, and some of them look like chocolate bars as well, where you just break it off and put it into the wax heater and then it just melts like that. The one I have is the Gold Peelable Wax by Outback Organics. This one is really nice. With hot wax, you apply against the hair growth and pull against the hair growth. So if the hair is growing this way, you apply against. Do read the instructions carefully because not all hot waxes are applied against the hair growth or in a figure of 8. This one by Outback Organics, you actually apply it exactly like how you would do with the warm wax or strip wax. So you apply it with the hair growth and remove against the hair growth. Hot wax is really good for thick, coarse hair. This is mainly used on areas like underarms and the bikini area. It's good for sensitive skin, so you can use this on the face as well. You need to heat hot wax at a higher temperature. It's normally around 60 degrees, but again, some hot waxes like this one, they heat up in a lower temperature. Some hot waxes are more flexible than others. Some of them, they're really flexible, and it's normally because they have some sort of plastic in them. Some of them, if you leave it on the skin for too long, when you pull it off, it can break and crack. So you need to make sure you don't leave it on the skin for too long. Before you apply the hot wax, you can use baby powder again to protect the skin, but Outback Organics have this botanical body oil that you can use before a wax. This stuff is amazing. You only need a tiny bit and it protects the skin, and it does make it less painful when you remove the wax. It's just so good. If you apply too much, the wax won't stick onto the skin properly, so if you do put too much, just absorb the excess with some tissue. You can also use this body oil after the wax as well. While we're on the subject of after waxing products, I want to show you this one that I have. This is by Outback Organics again. This is the post wax spray. This is really good to use after the wax. It's like an antiseptic spray. If you are someone who is prone to getting spots after a wax, this will help prevent that. You cannot use this on all areas of the body. It's mainly legs, arms, back, chest, and you can only use this up to 5 days, but this is really nice, and it smells like tea tree. It smells really good and it feels really refreshing when you apply it to the area. You can also use a after wax lotion. This is a lavender one by Just Wax. This is nice to soothe the skin after a wax as well. Or you can just use plain old aloe vera gel. This is always really nice to soothe the skin and help with any redness. Now I'm going to talk about aftercare. So for 24 hours, no sauna, no steam, no swimming, no hot showers, but lukewarm water is okay. No gym, because that's going to overheat the body and you're going to sweat. No activities that cause you to sweat. Don't worry, it's just for 24 hours. No touching the area too much. No products. Don't use any shower gel. No exfoliators. No deodorant if you got your underarms waxed. No makeup, just no products for 24 hours. You cannot exfoliate within the first 3 days. It's best to wear loose clothing as well so you don't irritate the skin. Now I'm going to tell you how often you need to wax. For the body, it's normally every 4 to 6 weeks. And for the face, it normally grows a lot quicker. That's normally every 2 to 3 weeks. After a good few years of waxing, the hair eventually gives up growing back and it becomes very thin and very patchy. I also get this question asked a lot: how long should the hair be to be able to wax it, and that is 1/2 centimeter. If it's too short, the hair won't come out. Now I'm going to talk about the removal of skin. It is very common, but it's very easy to avoid. The things that cause removal of skin is when you do not stretch the skin properly, when you apply the wax too thick, when you wax over an area over and over and over again. That can cause you to remove the skin, because waxing is like exfoliating the skin. It's best to go over an area maximum 2-3 times, like absolute max. If it's not coming off with the second time, just leave it. One way to avoid the skin from coming off is using the powder before you put the wax on top, because that protects the skin. Another thing that's common with waxing is blood spots. This is very common with strong, thick hair. It's also very common with new hair that has never been waxed before. So it's like virgin hair. It bleeds because it's its first time. Did I just say that? It is also common in underarms, the bikini area, and chest and back for male waxing. The final thing I'm going to talk about is ingrown hairs. There are 2 types. Number 1 is the type that is visible and you can see it growing across the skin. And the second type is the ones that grow downwards, the ones that are like coiled up. Those are the ones that are more likely to get infected. The things that cause ingrown hairs are incorrect removal of the hair. If you have soft, thin hair, that can cause ingrown hairs as well, because the soft hair struggles to grow through the skin. Also, dry skin can cause ingrown hairs because the hair can't grow through the skin and it just makes a U-turn. Oh, this road is closed! You know when you just find yourself hilarious and you always laugh at your own jokes? Some people are just prone to ingrown hairs, especially if you have curly hair, you're more likely to get ingrown hairs. But the ways to avoid that is to exfoliate 1 to 2 times a week and moisturize as often as you can. But remember not to exfoliate within the first 3 days of being waxed. There are products to help with ingrown hairs as well. One that I have tried is TenSkin. I haven't tried this often enough to see if it works, but I have heard good things about TenSkin. One that I have used on clients is the one by Lycon, and I have gotten good feedback from clients saying that it seems to work. Another one that I've heard good things about is called Ingrow Go. I would just recommend going on Amazon and looking at the reviews. I quickly want to mention wax equipment cleaner. I have the one by Miley. This is okay. It's basically just oil. Also, you can use baby oil if you like. When I first started waxing, I was cleaning my equipment with oil. Throughout the whole wax, do wear disposable gloves. I like to get the latex and powder-free ones. For eyebrows, you can get thinner orange sticks that are specifically for the face, or you can just break this in half and use that. When you're doing the face, you simply just cut this into little tiny strips. Please, please, please make sure that you stretch the skin properly, and please, 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 please apply it as thin as you can. If you apply it thick and you stick the strip on, you're spreading that wax and it's going to go into your eyebrows. Where if you're new to it, use Vaseline in your eyebrows and on the areas that you don't want to get wax on. So that is everything that you need to know about waxing. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.